Welcome back. It's time for our top story. Now, today we'll be looking at something that is very important. We're looking at multimedia, how it has affected, how it can affect not just our young people, but our country at large, the age of multimedia in Nigeria. Joining us to do this is an expert, the founder of AI Multimedia Academy. His name is Ademola Akitoye. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much for coming.
So why the particular interest in having a multimedia academy?
Multimedia is a delivery of content over several platforms in form of text, graphics, animation, and so on and so forth. And it's an essential 21st century skills that anyone should possess, irrespective of his or her discipline. The field of multimedia include, but not limited to, graphic design, animation, film production, photography, and even social media platform is part of multimedia. And also looking at website design and probably some programming, computer programming, can also be classified as part of multimedia.
Right now, for those people who have an interest in perhaps, like you mentioned, something that jumped out at me as you were listing them was social media. And we've seen the rise of social media. We've seen influencer marketing. We've seen a lot of people, make a lot of money from social media. For someone who maybe doesn't know how to do it, but wants to pick up skills, what are some of the things you would advise the person?
Whatever you want to go into, anyone wants to go into, training is essential. Such a person needs to acquire fundamental skills in multimedia. Graphics, for example.
Yes.
If you're going to set something on social media like Facebook or Instagram, you got to design a captivating and interesting graphics for that.
Yes.
And video is another thing. You got to know how to put your videos together so that you can actually speak to your intending clients.
So there are primary people who need the training, and even second. So as a business owner, you might not be a direct social media person, but you need the skills. Yeah,
you still need
great to have the skills
because it's not everything you outsource.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you may be at home midnight and you needed to get something
out
across.
there. Yeah.
So it's very important that, all of us pick an interest in any area of this multimedia. It's wide. So that is it. Training, acquisition of appropriate skills in order to drive your social media platform is essential.
All right, now there's so many people, or some people, who would wonder, why do I need this, And now we're talking about the fact that many people are looking for alternative sources and streams of income. How important is multimedia with regards to young people finding alternative sources of income?
Oh, wow. Because we are into training industry, we have a lot of youths who just left university. In fact, we have school leavers who just left school. And they've actually come forward to get trained in that area. Number one, even if you are working, you can monetize your skills. There are some sites where you can sell your skills. Graphic design, video editing, motion graphics, photography. These sites are there. A simple Google search will reveal so many of them. Even aside your core, discipline that you do day in, day out, day in, day out, you could also make some extra bucks, at your own
side,
time.
Yes. And of course, in Nigeria, everyone is about side hustle.
Yes, so you could monetize that. Aside that, if you want to make career out of multimedia, people with multiple skills in multimedia are highly prized in the industry. Multimedia powers a lot of industry. The skill in multimedia power a lot of industry. For example, broadcasting, entertainment, music production, animated cartoons, motion graphic for advertisers.
Oh, the
so it's almost
sector.
in every sector, everyone.
It's every sector. We are in the age of digital, marketing now. You want to get things across. you got to have design a very good interactive motion graphic video that will gain the attention of your audience.
And this is these days where we have people can easily publicize their markets.
Exactly.
Like on Instagram, all you need to do is do a video, post on Instagram and sponsor
not just
the
a
post.
video, you have to do it professionally.
Yeah.
So it has to be attractive
Exactly.
to your audience.
It's not all videos that are, some video you get put off. Some, just watching the start alone, you are glued to it.
Yes.
So that is where skill in multimedia is so essential. For example, if you learn photography, for example, there's a popular site where you can sell it. And those images you take, of course, you don't just go about taking images. There are copyright rules that is attached to it. That is part of the training you need to acquire. What kind of image can I take? Where can I take those images? And you can, publish it, open an account on those sites, and you publish it, and you start making money.
Wonderful.
The advantage of it is that your customers, people who patronize you, they're all over the world. You understand? And easy of getting your money, it's very easy now. So when you sell, they pay you. There are systems that are used to do that. So for you to start, you need to first acquire the appropriate skill, learn from the experts. Then the field is still very buoyant and it's very interesting.
Right, now you talk about the field being interesting, buoyant, and I know that the private sector has invested heavily in multimedia. But as you have described, we do have a sense that this is actually an industry that the government should focus on more, as it could actually take Nigeria to the next level and compete with other first world nations of the world. How do you think this can be actualized? How can the government support this sector, and how can we build it to be vibrant enough to compete with anywhere in the world?
On the issue of investment, some individuals have they've invested greatly into multimedia, but it's not enough. We still have shortages of resources. For example, let's take one aspect of multimedia, documentary. We still have a lot of stories that have not been told through documentary, rich culture, places that people, even we in this country, we don't even know about.
Very true.
There are stories we don't know about. Documentary is one of interesting, tedious, but expensive, content to produce. So think of one particular animal documentary station. Imagine what they generate annually in terms of revenue. So I'm appealing to people outside government. Government has a big role to play in supporting entrepreneurs.
Yes.
The individual who has money, locked somewhere, can also begin to step out and begin to invest in this aspect of multimedia. It's huge. Buying one camera could go for millions. You have other equipment. You have other things. Then investors need to come in and invest in those things. Even in the area of skill transfer in multimedia, talking about training institutions and all that, investors will still be needed to put in their funds. But one thing I assure anyone who wants to invest in multimedia is that it has a very impressive return on investment.
I like that you mentioned the fact that it's a very, very buoyant sector for people to invest in. I mean, we talk often that we haven't done a lot with regards to tourism. We have over 250 ethnic groups here, and we haven't even explored and showcased this to the world. So yes, for those who are looking to invest, that's a very viable sector. Ahead of the 2019 elections, we have the multimedia. What role do you think that the multimedia can be used to play to push the elections forward? Because we're talking so much about PVCs, want people to vote the right candidates, but what role does multimedia play in pushing the elections forward?
In the last election, multimedia played very crucial roles. Talk about those advertisements, those interesting motion graphics. Those are part of what politicians or people who are seeking offices should begin to consider. For example, a politician who really wants to pass his or her messages across to his or her constituency needs to design content, in form of motion graphics, graphic design, 2D or 3D animation to convey his or her messages to the voters. In addition, a politician who has a a storyline to tell, in terms of his capability and all that, could approach any multimedia expert to convert that storyline into engaging and captivating, animation that can gain the attention of the voters. If he does not have any storyline, there are people who can develop that for him. So he just needs to step out. In fact, I'm happy that we've started doing something around that. And some politicians have actually started, producing content in readiness for the next election. So multimedia is going to play a very important and crucial role in this coming election. So no person who is seeking political office should ignore it. And the time to start is now.
True indeed. Thank you so much for joining us. We've been talking to Ademola Akitoye, the founder of AI Multimedia Academy. We'll be talking about the role of multimedia, not just for young people with regards to job creations and with our country and ahead of the 2019 elections, what we can use it to do. We'd also use this point to reiterate the fact that you need to get your PVC. We'll be putting out the links. Follow us, Ayo and I. We're putting out links for you to get locations where you can get your voter's card. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
If people want to learn, because there are many people who are interested in these things, they want to learn photography, editing. I've always wanted to learn editing. I just haven't had the time, but 2018 is the year. So for those who want to learn, how can they reach out to you and your academy?
We are available online. We have our website.
Okay, what's your website?
Our website is aitrainees.com.
Trainees.
Just put S in front of
training. Is it trainings or trainees?
Trainees. As in training, then S.
Okay.
.com. Trainees.
All right. So TRAIN.
Yes. INGS.com. We're also available on Facebook.
Okay.
Available on Instagram.
Of course, you have to be.
Yes, a simple Google search for AI Multimedia Academy will reveal a lot.
I like that you mentioned that because a lot of time people are saying, oh, how do I get this person's Instagram? Just put the person's name on the Google search bar, put the person's name and put Instagram or something.
And we've trained quite a large number of youths. And we are still doing that.
Well done. Yes. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for you on our top story. We'll go on a very quick break. When we return, it will be time to look into the world of sports with Nnamdi Ekugwa. Please stay with us.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.